Hey folks, James Tiernan here with Dufour Yachts. I'm here at the Cannes Boat Show where the Dufour 44 is on display for the first time in the water. It was debuted at the Dusseldorf Boat Show, which is an out of the water boat show, and this is the first show she is in the water and on display. She looks amazing. I did one video. I was lucky enough to sneak on hull number 1 in La Rochelle earlier this year, so I had a quick sneak peek video, and today I'm going to walk you through it in a bit more detail and give you a look at how she looks. If you have any questions, just give me a call. My details will be below, and hope to hear from you guys soon. What I've decided to do in this video is take you on a quick run through of the boat, give you a quick look at the specs here, then a quick walkthrough of the boat for those who just want a quick video. At the end, I'm going to stop and I'm going to talk about the specs. I'm going to talk about the new hybrid version. I'm going to talk about the performance and get into much more detail. But for now, let's just take a walk around the boat. I'm going to give you a quick run through of what she is and what's new. So let's start at the transom. You'll notice this really wide beam, nice large platform, entrances to the cockpit on both sides. Our friend Toby Hodges, one of my favorite YouTube boat reviewers, said the two words that were used on this was space and circulation, and I think this part of the boat really demonstrates that. It's very easy to move from the water to the platform to into the cockpit from either side, so a lot of people can swim and use this area of the boat very comfortably. Also, it's good to point out here the new standard design feature on the Dufour is the aft galley, which is really nice. You got a plancha grill and sink and storage for your life raft underneath this. Now I'll take you straight from the aft deck to the side decks and forward. We'll come back and review the cockpit in a minute. It's quite easy to get from the cockpit to the side decks on this boat, which we'll take a look at in a minute. A very nice step. This boat comes with teak decks. This boat's set up with a Genoa and a self-tacking head sail, and they can interchange. You'll notice here the solid tow rail and the integrated bowsprit, which can be set up with a code 0 or asymmetrical, which is really nice. So the focus on performance is still being carried through. And I say this in comparison to other cruising boats in this category. Looking and walking aft, you'll notice how clean these decks are and how wide they are. All the lines are on the coach roof, so it stays out of your way when you're moving forward or aft. In terms of the rig setup and winch setup, contact your dealer because there's a lot of different options depending on how you want to sail the boat and how you're going to sail the boat. Now let's take a look at the cockpit. Quick look at the new upholstery, isn't it beautiful? Now let's take a look at more detail in the cockpit. The hard shine allows the beam to be brought all the way aft, which really opens this cockpit up. The simple pedestals on either side of the cockpit really open it up also. These are composite helm wheels, which are an option. And now you're looking at standard B&G electronics, which the sailors tend to love because this is specifically designed for sailing boats. It's a little trickier to figure out how to use, say, than Garmin is, but once you get familiar with it, you will find it a bit more useful for sailing. This cockpit can easily sit 6 people to dine with 2 more on the helm seat. The cockpit table has the option for a fridge, and there's storage under the starboard settee. Now let's take a look below. It's really nice to see the innovation Dufour is bringing to the market. I don't think there's another monohull out there with this same interior layout. You'll notice this hexagon shaped table with seating all around. Very comfortable place for 6 people to dine. This layout is the 3 cabin, 2 head, so it's got 2 guest cabins aft, 1 head aft, 1 shower aft, and of course the owner's cabin forward with a head and shower. So folks, on the last video I did of the 44 Dufour, we actually had the forward galley, which runs across here. On this model, it's actually the lateral galley, so you have much bigger galley area, and instead of a little settee here, the galley runs the whole length of this salon. So probably more of the cruiser's option is more space, more room. I do love the forward galley, which I think is perfect for the day sailors who aren't going to use the galley as much. But just wanted to point out that was the one big change or one big difference between the last video I did of the Dufour 44 and this particular one. So I know this point is going to cause controversy, disagreement, conversation, which is okay. I think we're all entitled to our own opinion. What you're looking at here is the diagram and layout of the lateral galley, which the boat we're touring today. I think the argument about this galley not being a cruiser's layout is the fact that underway you might not have the support to lean against when you're cooking in the galley, and I get that. There is ways you can prop yourself up, but I understand that's a good argument for why this not be a great offshore boat. I think because it's so much bigger, I might choose this option as the offshore layout rather than the forward galley. The next one we're going to look at is the forward galley. So this is the forward galley, which I do really like. You do have more support and things to lean against when you are cooking underway. However, I do think you lose some storage that you have in the lateral galley. So, you know, leave some comments. I'd love to hear your opinion. I do know there's going to be disagreements and controversy on this one, so let me know. Something important to point out at this stage is there is a couple of different interior color designs you can choose when ordering this boat. This is the lighter oak color, which seems to be quite popular. A lot of options for the galley also. This is the propane stove. You got fridge, freezer. Now let's move into the owner's cabin. Look how big this is for a 44. It just seems massive. There really is a lot of space in this owner's cabin. Lots of storage, lots of natural light, 2 opening ports. Just really is a big owner's cabin. This is the owner's shower room. So they're keeping the shower and the head completely separate, with our clients love. Moving aft through the galley, I think you'll appreciate from this angle all of the countertop space that's here. Perfect for 2 people cooking at one time. And like I mentioned earlier, I think there's a lot more storage in the lateral galley. Moving aft, we'll see the 2 guest cabins. On either side of these, there's a head and a shower, or the option to have 2 heads. This one is set up with a head and a shower. And that is it for the interior. Now, let me talk a little bit about the specs of the boat. For those of you who wanted just a quick tour, you can drop off now. And for those who want to learn a little bit more about the detailed specs, stay with me. As I mentioned earlier, the 44 is a replacement for the older Dufour 430. So there's a lot of big changes, but the naval architect still remains Umberto Felci, so the focus on performance is definitely still there. Even though you can see from the video, there's definitely a focus on comfort as well. Also, even though this boat is a replacement for the Dufour 430, it is a little bit bigger than the Dufour 430. If you compare the specs, the beam, the LOA, the length overall, the length on deck, the waterline. So let's get to a more interesting topic, price. So for our US customers, I'm going to talk about US dollars delivered to US with import duty paid. You're going to realistically be looking at somewhere between 550 and 600,000 US dollars. That's going to be for a well-equipped boat with a generator, air conditioning. All of the nicer features our US clients typically like to see on board. The first boat I sold was just for a little bit under 600,000. So that will give you a good price. If you want a price sheet and options sheet, just let me know. I think next thing we should talk about the new hybrid system. This is quite detailed and I could spend hours talking about it. So if you'd like to get into more detail, just give me a call. We'd be happy to discuss. But just in brief, Fontaine, Peugeot and Dufour have developed their own hybrid system. It's basically an electric pod, which is an encapsulated electric motor below the boat, connected to a battery system, which is charged and controlled by the one box. And it regenerates power from solar, hydrogen, wind gen, and also you have the backup diesel generator if needed. Between Dufour and Fontaine Peugeot, there's almost 30 boats in the water with this system. So it's well proven at this stage. The factories are very comfortable to offer this as a public option. And we're excited to see this grow and develop more. If you'd like to talk to me more about it, please give me a call. I'd be happy to spend some time talking to you about this. So thanks for joining me today, guys. Today was a bit different. I decided to get it into a bit more detail. I've been trying to balance between keeping videos short enough to keep up people's attention, but also I wanted to give people who want that extra detail something to watch too. So would love some feedback. If you think it's too short, let me know. If you think it's too long, let me know. If you'd like to see some more detail that maybe I've missed, that would be great too. So anything I can do to help, just let me know. Thanks for watching, folks. Take care.